with HPL. I'm your host, Dana, and I'm really excited about this one. Tuna is something that a lot of people are like, I don't want another tuna sandwich. I don't want tuna noodles. How about tuna meatballs? That's what we're gonna make today. I have researched, I don't know how many recipes, and was like, let's try this, let's try this. I even made them at home, and I thought the family was gonna go nuts inhaling them. So what we're gonna start with is going over the ingredients. I have 3 cans of drained tuna in my bowl. For spices today, we're going to use black pepper, garlic powder, and because you can't really get celery powder, we're using celery salt. So I'm not gonna salt anything because that'll get our salt up. We're going to use onion powder. We're going to use dill weed, parsley, 1 egg, a little bit of mayo, and this is my crumbed up crackers. You just take this, be careful, I always do the seam side up, and you just push it together and it starts crumbling them. You can use breadcrumbs, panko, whatever you have on hand. I'm also thinking that Ritz crackers might be pretty good too. But for this, I am using just saltines, and you have to be careful when you get to crumbling because it will open. Now this recipe is so easy. You can use fresh or you can use dry. I'm using dry because they're more shelf stable. You don't have to use them within, a week after purchasing, like celery or an onion, especially if you don't want those bits and pieces of an onion or fresh parsley. So I have everything measured out, have my tuna. We're just gonna dump everything in there. I'm gonna use a fork and I'm going to kind of break up the tuna and work the spices in there. You don't want your tuna in big chunks since we are going to roll a meatball. My sister wants me to make this for her into like a hamburger patty size, and she wants to be able to put it onto a sandwich. She thinks that would be so good. Besides tuna, you could use canned chicken. You could use canned salmon. It's just kind of fun to play. I don't know as if I would use the dill in the chicken. I haven't tried that. That might be pretty good. But I love dill when it comes to tuna, any kind of seafood type stuff. So I think we got it broke up really pretty good. Now the recipe does call for baking these in the oven, but I'm just going to use our skillet and brown them, because pretty much everything is cooked except for the egg. So there's not a lot of anything to cook. So if you look here, you can see I broke the tuna up. We have small pieces. And don't be surprised, this, even though you drained your tuna and maybe you I let it set in the colander inside of a bowl in the refrigerator after I did the initial drain, and I got even more juice out of it. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of mayonnaise. You can use whatever one you want. I don't care for Miracle Whip with baking. We're going to crack an egg in there. And we're gonna add some of our cracker crumbs. Start with just a little, because you don't want everything too dry. And we're just gonna give everything a good mix. The egg and the breadcrumbs and the mayonnaise are gonna help everything bind together to help hold that shape of a meatball. This would work good as an appetizer or an hors d'oeuvre, however you want to look at that. Like I said, you can make a nice patty, toast up a bun, put a little lettuce, tomato on it. Oof. The sky's the limit, guys. You just have to kind of try and see what tastes good to you. But this is definitely a good alternative than tuna noodles or tuna salad all the time. This is something a little different. You could put them over rice. You could put them with pasta. You could make a dipping sauce to dip them in. Take some mayo, some sour cream, some of your spices that you used in here, just to give that a good mix up, and then you've got a dipping sauce. Stick forks, or you can stick toothpicks in them, and your meatballs. Let's see here. I have my skillet heating up, and I did spray it with a little bit of Pam. You could use some olive oil, just any kind of oil you want. Butter would probably brown too quickly, so I would be careful using just straight butter. Okay, let's see. We got everything all mixed up there. I'm gonna take a little bit, and yes, I did wash my hands, people, and see if it'll hold into a meatball shape. Now what I did with mine is I kind of didn't make them totally round, I almost made them into like a little disc by using my thumb and my fingers like that. I'm gonna set them here. I'm gonna turn this down because it smells really warm. And we're gonna make our meatballs, and we'll come back in a minute after I get the meatballs made, and we'll cook them up in the skillet for you. Hey guys, welcome back. We've got our second batch in cooking. Like, we just put a little bit of Pam in there, put our little tuna patties, I guess you could say, in there. We got to talking while we're waiting for these to cook a little bit before coming back. These would make great sandwiches, like on a bun. You could even shape them into hot dogs and use a hot dog bun. Use whatever you have at home. What else were we saying would be really good? Oh yeah, put cheese, except for if you're lactose intolerant, leave the cheese off. But there are so many different things you can do with this. You can add spinach, chop it up. When you're mixing everything together, you can add kale, chop it up, mix that in there. It's really, the possibilities are endless. But we've got some good browning on these. So I'm gonna give one of these a taste test to let you guys know what I think about it. Kind of cut it. Looks kind of like a tuna sandwich, hot one. Give it a taste. Can really taste the dill. I can taste the black pepper, a little bit of onion. Like I said, you can use fresh spices. You can use fresh celery, fresh onion. You just want to dice everything up fine. You can use a small cookie scoop to scoop out your the balls. Like I said, I just kind of made them in my hand, flattened them out a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know if you try it. I would be excited. I think the next time I'm going to try it with some canned salmon. Thanks for joining us at Cooking with HPL. See you guys.